Welcome to Josh Anderson Art. I missed yesterday because I had jury duty, and I almost missed today because of a dentist appointment. But here I am, drawing the next character in my daily sketches of vintage cartoons, retro memories. This guy's called Igoo. I think that's how you pronounce it. Igoo. He's a rock ape from the show Herculoids. It's just funny because I barely remember this show, but like the characters I remember pretty well. I don't even know if we knew the name of this show when we used to watch it when I was a kid. I grew up in the 80s, and this is a late 60s cartoon. So I believe Hanna-Barbera showed reruns of it. And I don't really remember a lot about any of the storyline or anything. I just remember this guy. I remember the rhinoceros-looking dude, Tundro. And then Zoc is a flying dragon. And then there is Gloop and Gleep. They were these drip things. I actually remember those guys pretty well. Actually, I usually try to draw my favorite characters, and we probably like those guys the most, but I didn't want to draw them because they're too simple. They're just a blob with eyeballs on it. It's just no challenge. So this guy, Igoo, has a little more of a challenge to draw. Even though he's pretty simple, this is another one of Hanna-Barbera's really kind of simply animated shows. There's not a lot to this guy. He's kind of just light and shadow and stuff. So I had a crown put on today. One time I grew up with pretty good teeth, always brushing, and I never had cavities as a kid. Then all of a sudden, I decided in my 20s I didn't need to go to the dentist because my teeth were always so good. So there was this 7-year span when I never went to a dentist. And then finally decided to go in for a checkup, and they found all these cavities. And that was when they first told me I was grinding my teeth. So I really think that's what caused all these cavities. because like when you grind, like you wear off all the enamels, all the good stuff that protects your teeth. And then the cavities just went rampant after that. So I posted like on Yahoo Answers or something like that. I was like, why have my teeth suddenly gone British on me? And there were some British people did not think that was funny at all. Which I guess putting myself in their shoes is not very funny. But it's kind of funny. I mean, come on. Yeah, laugh a little bit. So yes, my teeth have gotten pretty bad after that. And I still grind really bad, which sucks. Like I got a mouth guard, so that helps protect my teeth, but it's kind of already, a lot of the damage has already been done. But the sucky thing about the mouth guard is I can actually get used to wearing it, but I think my brain like subconsciously tries to bite it in my sleep, and it like makes my jaws tired, like it wears my jaws out. So like the next day my jaws are like too tired to chew, and sometimes I get really, really bad headaches from it. So it's one of those things like, well, should I wear it? Should I not? But yeah, so a few years back, I had a filling put in on one of these teeth, and then back in November, one night I was flossing and the filling popped out. So I had this giant hole in my tooth. And then I went to call this place to schedule a dentist appointment. And they couldn't get me into like till New Year's Day. I don't have something right here. But then we decided like I'm gonna have to try to get into the dentist on New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve, I meant. And so I rescheduled it to the next closest appointment, which was like the end of January. So yeah, I went 3 whole months with a giant hole in my teeth. Then I finally went in there and they did all this stuff. Dentists are weird sometimes. Like they don't tell you what they're doing. Like they just go in there and start drilling away and putting things in your mouth, and they don't really say anything to you sometimes. And that's kind of what they were doing. And then like the dentist came in there and he like had this thing in his hand and he was like drilling on it, and then he put it in and I felt it click in there but really tight, and then he tried to get it out. I did not have a clue what this guy was doing. And then he couldn't get it out. Like for some reason he wanted whatever it was to come out, and then he couldn't get it out. He was like fooling around in there. I feel like he's like pulling my jaw off. And then he goes away and his assistant comes in, and then she has the thing in her hand and she starts shaping it and stuff. And she gets it to fit. Finally, I was like, what is that? And she's like, it's a temporary filling. Well, okay, thanks for someone finally telling me what the heck we're doing here. So they put that in there, and I had to go all the way till today with that temporary filling. And that today took like 2 hours. It's just, I don't know. They must be really busy at this place or whatever. I know nobody likes to go to the dentist. It's like nobody's favorite place to be. I'm kind of wondering if I should write a review about this place. Like I go there, I'm not gonna say their name. I don't want to drag them through the mud just for the sake of it. But like I went there because my parents found this place, and they're way less. They cost way less than other dentists in town. So that's why I went there. Like I think I ended up paying half of what I would at another dentist. But like I guess there's reasons for that when somebody doesn't charge as much or whatever, because this place is a little sketchy. And the lady that I think she's an assistant that put in my filling, I mean my crown. She kind of sketches me out a little bit. Like she always comes in there with like a Coke in her hand. And like it's just weird to me that a dentist would like drink to drink a soda. Like, I know how sugary sodas are. I quit drinking soda a long time ago because of that. And then today she had like a juice bar, like a Capri Sun. Which, I don't know, maybe they don't have as much sugar as a soda, but and then like when she finally, it took forever. I was waiting in the chair for like half an hour, it seems like. And then she finally comes in to get ready to do stuff, and then she gets the tools, like they package it. I think what they do, I don't know if you're a dentist or anything, you can tell me if I'm right about this, but like you clean the tools and then package them to show that they've been cleaned. Maybe? I don't know, but she came in with her tool package, and then she went to open it, and she pulled it. She's really clumsy, and it like ripped open, and one of the tools fell on the floor. She's like, oh, darn. So she goes and gets another set and opens it and just about dropped the same tool. And then, like, when she like finally got my crown shaped the right way so it fit and everything, she like she dropped it on the floor. She dropped my tooth on the floor, you guys. I kind of like, at what point do you like jump up out of the chair and be like, can you have the dentist do this instead of like an assistant, please? I don't know. At that point, you just give up and be like, this is crap. Like, you're the one putting my tooth in my face. I'm trusting you with this. And you dropped my tooth on the floor. Luckily, I'm pretty sure she cleaned it really well. And this will probably sound kind of judgmental, but like, she has a tat on the back of her neck, which is like 2 eyeballs, like 2 eyes. Like she's got eyes on the back of her head. It just does not seem professional. I know this day and age, like people are gonna call me out and call me a piece of crap for saying that, but I don't know. It just weirds me out. So there's the pencil sketch. Let's get some ink on there. I don't know what to color him because this screenshot he's brown, but on most of the other screenshots he's like a gray color. And she's also like kind of dirty-ish, I guess you'd say. Like there's like hair and things all over her jacket, and it just like, I'm not making a personal judgment on her, but like a professional judgment. And this is like, when you're someone who does, doctor type stuff or dentist things, it's really kind of technical and dealing with another person's body and stuff. Like, I think you need to be really clean and like, and not clumsy. Like obviously you can't be high or drunk or any of that kind of thing, but I'm not saying she was, but like, I just have a much more trust in an orderly person doing work on my face, Like on the one part, like she seemed like she like knew what she was doing really well, and like she was actually able to put my temporary crown in better than the dentist was, it seemed like. And the whole time it was so like, when she's putting all this in, dropping my tooth, I'm just telling myself, remember, you're only paying half what you would pay at another dentist. You're saving lots of money, so what's that worth to you? And I need lots more dental work done too. If you grind your teeth and you don't have a mouth guard, I highly suggest you get one now. Don't get the one from the dentist. They'll make you buy one for $400 or $500, which is so ridiculous. I found one at Walmart for $20, and then later Go to do an Amazon search. Duh. On Amazon, I found a 2-pack for $10. 2 of them, or half of even the Walmart one. Buy those. So that will protect your teeth, because if you don't, you'll grind, which will ruin your teeth, which will make you get cavities, which will be ridiculously expensive to fix, and on and on. Oh, I made his elbow way too sharp. That's not how sharp his elbow is, okay? So yesterday I missed a whole day of work for jury duty. This is the 3rd time I've been selected for jury duty, but not selected, summoned. And the first 2 times were more than 10 years ago, and at both times they were canceled. So yesterday was the first time I actually was summoned and went in there and like had the briefing. They do a briefing video, and then they send you into your trial, and then they start going through this long, rigorous process to choose who gets to stay on the jury. That took more than half a day, and in the end I wasn't chosen, and so I missed a whole day for nothing, and had to leave like without even saying I could have done jury duty. I still haven't done it. Honestly, it's kind of an interesting process though, and like I recommend it for one try, and after that, no more. Just to see how things go. The case that I was there for was a DUI case, which is boring. Like, if I'm going to do jury duty, I want it to be like a murder case or something. I want to help put away a murder or something like that. And you got to keep telling yourself when you're bored and it's taken forever and inconveniencing your whole day or 2 days, maybe 3 days, or whatever. You're doing your duty as an American. It is part of part of who we are as Americans, trial by jury. And it's interesting, kind of like a people watching and stuff, just to see what a bunch of people think about a subject. And like driving under the influence, like, one of the things that one of the lawyers asked the jury is like, what do you think about drinking and driving? Like, do you believe it's ever okay to drink and then get in a car? And they didn't specify like what time. And like some people were like, I don't think you should drive at all that day. If you've had some, even if you drank in the morning, like you still shouldn't drive that day. And it's actually like the person who said that was not someone you would expect to say something like that. It's just interesting. And like it got me to thinking about some things. Like one of the guys said that his place of work did a test, like they did a breathalyzer so they could test and stuff, and like it shocked him to realize that he was over the legal limit way before he felt like it, which is kind of scary. Like I wonder how many times I've been over the legal limit and didn't know it just because I thought I felt fine and then drove home. Like I don't ever want to drive drunk. That's the dumbest thing ever. I mean, that's worth like quitting drinking altogether. Like if you're really that dangerous, honestly, like, and if you think I'm stupid for saying that, like maybe you've never known anyone who was killed in a drunk driving accident. I have. Really freaking sad. The Herculoids. Igoo. I think that's how you say it. No, wait. Igoo, yeah. Igoo. It's like Igor, but goo. It's crazy too, like to think that with drinking and driving, like there's this kind of scientifically based number about what's too much blood in your system. I mean, blood, too much alcohol in your blood. 0.08, or is it 0.8? Don't quote me on that. Which they figured is by volume of blood or whatever is too much. So we know that number, or we should. If you're going to be drinking. But like you don't have a way to tell. And so I think most of us, if you go drink and then drive somewhere, you are basing it off on how you feel, right? Or like some people are really, really responsible and just don't drive and just like a lot of people, have a spouse who could drive for you or something like that. But like in my single days when I used to go out to the bars and stuff, like you're always there, like you have driven there alone, and so you don't have anyone to take you home. And you could always get a taxi or whatever, but like I never felt like I was always trying to be responsible and be like, I'm just gonna have a beer, maybe 2 beers or whatever, and then I would always feel completely fine after that, and so I'd drive home. But like according to this guy, like you could totally be have way more alcohol in your blood than you realize. That's scary. I guess honestly though, like probably if you feel okay, you're probably driving okay. Maybe if you're technically not illegal to. But what I wish is that like maybe every place that serves alcohol, especially like a bar type place where you drink it there, not like a liquor store. I mean, is it really that cost prohibitive to set up like a breathalyzer at the front door somewhere? And so people could just you could test yourself real quick, like, and then you could be like, whoa, I'm over the limit. Like I need to figure some other way to get home. There were very few times that I left my car downtown and was able to get a ride with someone. But that's always super inconvenient, especially if you have work the next day because your car's not at home. And stupid things like that probably prevent a lot of people from making the smarter decision to not drive, like because you're just like, what am I going to do with my car? Like, how am I going to get my car tomorrow? But, we used to have, this is kind of cool, they might still do it on my college campus, one of the Christian ministries, like they would have volunteer students who would hang out there's this like clubhouse for their ministry, and they would hang out there around some telephones, and they passed out cards all over campus with the phone number on it. I can't remember what they were called, but like they were just completely offering their time to drive people home. So like you wouldn't even have to pay taxi fare. Like you just feel like you drank too much, you call them, they'll come and pick you up, take you home, no questions asked, no judgment, just getting people home safe. And that's a super cool thing to do. Still don't know what you do about your car though. Like in the scheme of things, it's not worth it. Like it's totally, if you knew you were going to save someone's life by not driving, it would be worth leaving your car in the hassle of trying to find it and get it the next day. But there's so many times, like the way I used to drink, where you're pretty sure you're all right. Like you haven't really drank that much. And so like for you to go through the great steps of, paying a lot for a taxi or leaving your car behind or whatever, it's not really worth it when you feel like you're completely okay, So I propose breathalyzer systems at the door. I know they have ones that they're starting to put on cars, but I don't really know how those work. But honestly, though, alcohol is never something I've been like too big into, really. Honestly, like it's just a social lubricant, you know? It's like when you go out with your friends, it's just you gotta have something in your hand. And I always hated that because I didn't necessarily want to drink all the time because it's expensive and it's empty calories and all this kind of stuff. But like when you go out, like what are you gonna do? Like, I mean, drink a soda, that's nerdy. And honestly, soda is worse for you than beer. Safer, I guess, but like the sugar in soda is a lot worse for you. And so, like, I don't know, a lot of people just love their beer. Most people, it seems like, just love their alcohol, like getting wasted and everything. But I'm much more an advocate of being responsible with it. And honestly, like what I tell younger kids who aren't 21 yet and stuff, or like even little kids who might want to know about it, like beer, honestly, beer is an acquired taste. Actually, all alcohol, pretty much. It's an acquired taste, and like there isn't really a good reason to acquire the taste. I think that goes back to like the thing of people just trying to be accepted and like, you know, at parties and then out in the scene or whatever. And that's the only reason people start drinking or smoking or any of those things. Like, you don't like start drinking because it's good for your health. And so, like, I really hope to like raise my kids to be just, I want them to have strong minds and like, and to be able to be like stand their ground and be who they are and hold on to what they believe, like no matter how much they're pressured. Like I could do anything. That's how I would raise them. Okay, so Igoo, oh, he's all kind of different colors. Sometimes he's like a gray, sometimes he's brown. What should I make him? Kind of a grayish brown. Maybe I'll do it like that. Grayish brown. Well, I've had one viewer drop in for a second today. These videos don't get a lot of views, and I'm just I expect that. I mean, watching someone draw for half an hour is not that interesting unless you're really trying to learn something. It's okay. I'm really just using YouTube to store my videos for me, so whatevs. Somebody watches it, that's cool. If not, whatever. I'm really thinking I shouldn't have colored him brown. I think he's usually more of a gray blue or something, or dark, really, really dark blue. because he's supposed to be rock. I think he's a rock ape. But this frame that I have, he's clearly pretty brown. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't get tormented about it because my color pencils aren't going to match anyway. Like, I only have this cheap set of Crayola, yes, color pencils. I'm actually surprised at how all these characters I've been drawing, like how closely I can get to their colors with just this limited set of color pencils. You don't realize how many like combinations you can get with just a few colors. The rock ape. He kind of reminds me of the rock biter from the Never-Ending Story. I love that guy. Look at them. They look like such strong hands. The Never-Ending Story is one of those movies that was like epic in my childhood, the 80s. But when you go back and watch it now, you realize how horrible the special effects were. The story, though, is still pretty dang epic. Like, I loved it so much I read the book, which is, nobody realizes this, but the movie is only half of the story. Like, the movie drops off, like, right in the middle of where the book, like, right in the middle of the book. Bastion goes on many, many more adventures. And it's trippy, bizarre. It's what I like about it. It's really original stuff. Imaginative, creative. Gosh. I kind of wish I had done this series in marker. Like color pencil, like it's not that I hate color pencil, it's just that color pencil is pretty hard to do quickly. Because you like see the lines, like you have to keep on like layer after layer to get so you don't see all the coloring lines, and it makes for a good medium when you have time and you can spend that time. I mean, some people, good grief, go on Instagram and look at like or try different hashtags like drawing and daily drawing, stuff like that. Some people, what they can do with colored pencil is just phenomenal. And I know I could get there if I really spent the time, but these daily drawings are just supposed to be really quick. Like, they're really just supposed to be my lunch hour. But a lot of times they take just a little bit longer. And it's mainly because of the colored pencil. Just trying to get everything colored and quickly in the lines. Color in the lines, children. No. All right. What do you think? Good enough? Good enough, I say. Good enough.